na wageni watatu Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Container packed with supplies that need to make their way to families in Africa, like yesterday. You said this is a 53-foot trailer? This trailer is packed with medical supplies destined to the motherland. We need to help get these out of here.
Good morning, everybody. Not who you expected to see, huh? We decided to flip the script up today, Brother Caris. Unfortunately, we had to give him the old Yeller treatment. We had to give him his walking papers. It's just so much. Let me stop.
No, we keep on going, brother. We not gonna pacify no grown man. We told Caris what he needed to do. We told him. We pleaded with him. No, Mike, but you gotta understand, Mike. And this, we go in on him.
He would have made it, but he had this little bracelet on his ankle, so he can't come out so far from his house.
Oh my goodness! Oh yeah, we gonna go in on him today. He should have done this.
We're gonna pass the plate around for Brother Caris, y'all, because apparently he even said too much, and
YouTube got him on house arrest. Oh my goodness!
Got locked up in these YouTube streets. Because why? Because he gets up here every morning telling the truth. That's why.
Because why? Because why? Oh my goodness!
Oh man, no, we just gonna clown on Brother Caris this morning. He has some business to take care of, so he let me and Uncle Mike get on here. I don't know what he was thinking because he know we gonna get our licks in.
I don't know what he was thinking about. I don't know if he was drinking or what.
and let me tell you how Brother Caris do it. He did it very slick. He was like, "Oh, hey Red, let's test the StreamYard login. Let's test it out." So I'm like, "Oh yeah, it works. Everything's good." Next thing I know, "Oh, okay, good. So you can host it now." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, this little slick character. He think he's smooth. He think he's slick.
That's that military.
Yeah, they trained him very well. They trained him very well. Oh,
We passing it off. But no, Brother Caris is he has some business to tend to this morning. He is driving in traffic. That if anybody knows Florida, he's out there with that mouse and that traffic around that mouse, and it's not fun. It's not fun being over there around Orlando. So give Brother Caris some love as he braves these Florida streets. They are not fun. I'd much rather be here than driving down there. I'm just joined here this morning with Uncle Mike, and we're gonna just go through our end of the year. This is the last live stream of the year. Man, this year went by quick, man. Goodness gracious.
Man, yeah, it went by quick, but good night, man. It was very stressful. Good. I mean, yes, man. Let's be real about this. Oh my goodness.
It was long and short at the same time. That's the part that's crazy. So much happened in this year. It feel like 3 years in one.
Yeah. I mean, this is the how things just it was very quick. It was very fast. It was very fast, bruh. I'm thinking I was in Tanzania. I'm thinking it was like maybe 2 months ago. Man, I had to sit back and recalculate my math. And, I'm like, man, it was that many months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, I said I'm going to speed it up in his own due time. I'm serious, bro. It still kind of blows me. I mean, you lay down and go to sleep, you get up, you're like, man, wait a minute. What was it? Earlier part of this week, I asked Caris that, all right, today is Monday. Caris was like, Mike, today is Wednesday.
Yeah, this week flew by. This week in particular, it just monstrously went by really, really quick. And then I'm like, man, it's the actual last week of the year already. Like, it seemed like just yesterday we just started this year. And it seemed like just yesterday Q2UA got started. Man,
right.
Now, what, 6-7 months later with a 501c3?
Yeah, and moving forward. We seeing things on the horizon, and they do look dark. It does look unexplainable, but we continue to move. It just way it looks. It reminds me of when Yahushua was walking on the water, and Peter give to me. He always he wants to be in the forefront, and so but when he got on that water, he started walking. But he started looking at the storms instead of focusing on Yahushua. And then that's when he started to sink. This is where Q2UA is at. We seeing things and it look very dark. But we continue to move because we know what we're doing for Yahuwah. This is his organization. This is his organization. And that's what we focus our mindset on. And that's the thing I'll be looking at, man, because it do look grim. I ain't gonna lie to you, Red. It look very, very grim. like Jacoba said, if y'all don't come, bro, it's like we hemmed up.
I was just gonna bring up Jacoba's live yesterday because he had me rolling with that. It's gonna be pain.
Yes,
because it's so true. It is so true. Like, I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more about this economy that's going down, and actually to even give a testimony that goes into what Maura Jacoba said the other day about this situation and the economy and how they lying about these job numbers and stuff. But before I go into that, though, man, I want to kind of just give a quick recap on Q2UA, like what we had going on this year, because it feels like Q2UA honestly been around for longer than it has. I don't know about you, but me,
you ain't lying, boy. I mean, along with the stress, you stress, you age faster. I mean, but that's the nature of the business. That's the birth of a nation. All of this is part of that birth of a nation. We will have those stresses that's going to hit us.
It's the truth. It is the absolute truth. To kind of make a brother sympathize with Moses a little bit. It really make a brother sympathize with Moses when you start going in and looking at all the foolishness that you got to deal with sometimes just to get simple things done. We've come a long way dealing with the continent, man. I mean, the Q2UA just started off. They didn't even crawl. We started off just. I don't even think we sprinted. We were flying when we first started. It was everything was just like rapid, back to back. I mean, next thing I know, I first started. My personal start with Q2UA is, Caris asked me to help out with the website. I'm like, yeah, I'll help out with the website. That's cool. That's not that much responsibility. I'll do that. I got a lot of other stuff going on. I ain't gonna, I'll just deal with the website. Man, this whole in all my years of IT, I have never seen a domain get hijacked the way Q2UA's domain got hijacked in the beginning. I mean, they locked down most of the domains, and it was just the grace of the Most High that I was able to move it around the way I was. But I'm like, how in the world? Like this I had never seen it. I mean, it was just warfare straight out the gate. Just craziness that we've gone through, and it's pretty much how it's been through the whole thing. Is we've just been pushing through and overcoming in Yah and doing good things and stuff on the continent.
And y'all know exactly what he did. He put brothers and sisters in their positions. That's what he did. He put brothers and sisters in their position. I mean, I heard of Red, and at this time, I didn't know. I knew of Red, but I never knew him. And I mean, I seen on Jacoba's show and things of that nature. All right, I knew him, but never really truly talked to him personally. But Caris knew Red. And Red came in. I said, all right, this cat is on a whole different level. And I mean, my IT level is, it is not like that. I sit behind a computer every day. I install the equipment. I installed the equipment for Red to do his work. Now, we was doing work together. It'd be like, all right, Red, I got the switch, I got the router in, it's on port so-and-so. Red, he's going to know exactly what I'm talking about. And he take it from there, he get his programs, and he start moving things. And this is how y'all brought him in to Q2UA. And this is how this website got built, because of the knowledge of different brothers and sisters that have these different gifts. And this is how we got formed.
What's crazy is I had actually met Caris before the Q2UA even got started, which is the Most High. He's the master Go. I use Go instead of chess because Go is far more complex than chess as a game. And this is how the Most High play. He be thinking so many steps ahead that, we just met up at a local jerk cut. So I can't confirm Brother Caris is real. He didn't do any hand signs, y'all. So don't worry about it. I've vetted him. I've seen some questionable military imagery and stuff like that. But, he didn't do any hand signs. He's repented for helping Esau.
we got to go in on him.
He has repented for helping Esau.
But Mike.
You want to know why? Because the Most High is forgiving. That's why.
He should have known better not to do this. He should have known better. He gonna come back Monday. Man, I don't even have a channel.
I know, right? He's like, how did I get 3 community strikes on one video?
He's like, man, I tell you the truth. Now they wrecked my channel in a matter of a couple of hours. Oh, he should have known better.
Should have known better. Should have known
my
better,
goodness.
man. But the Most High just moved, man. I mean, everybody I've met through Q2UA, because I remember used to see you on on Tail and stuff like that. So, but we never interacted anything like that. And this was a lot of times I was interacting, and I was like, man, we got a lot of talented folks in our community, man. Like Q2UA is just an amalgamation of so many people with vast knowledge in different areas, from medical to administration to cultural engagement to all these different silos that we've built up here, and so many people with just their knowledge, man. It's humbling, really, to be around a lot of folks that have a lot of good knowledge and is willing to come in and put their hands to the plow and be busy. And that's pretty much how Q2UA has been going since we started, man. It's been interesting. I'll definitely say it's been interesting, man. When the movie comes out, if somebody gets Michael Ealy to play me, we fighting. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's the thing, bro. That is the thing. I mean, we continue to move. We are in a planning phase, and I tell you, it is a beautiful thing to see so-called Black people working together and doing things. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we gonna all have our little, skirmishes and things of that nature. But somehow we manage, based upon scripture, to redefine ourselves. And we fall back, and we got to humble ourselves. So be it. We do it. Boom. And you know what? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it that way, and things of that nature. This is what I have seen of our people, which is not of the norm. And I'm not saying that we couldn't do it, but we know that what he has said about his people, we are a stiff-necked people. But now, that stiff-neck, by means of the scriptures and our brothers and sisters that are living up under those scriptures and things that are applying what the scriptures said we should be doing for our brothers and sisters. Yeah, that stiff neck is being loose now because of applying scriptures in our own personal lives. And that's what I've seen with Q2UA. We see things, we act upon it. If there's some type of correction that we got to do personally, we do it. We do it. And that's Yah. That's Yah that's disciplining us to make us better for his work. Because his name is not a name that we would just really truly want to take for granted. That's a holy name. We ride up under that name. We live up under that name. And we walk about up under his name. And that's what I've seen, man, with the brothers and sisters at Q2UA. And even though if they're not a part of, volunteering their time with Q2UA, outside of it, we still have brothers and sisters. I mean, Yakoba and Tayu. I mean, when there was been some situation that we needed some spiritual backing, who do you think we call? Ghostbusters? Please. No, we would get in contact with Yakoba and his brother, and they come, they have their scriptures together, and this is how we move. Everything about those brothers is scripture. And that's how we've been moving, man. Yes, exactly.
As a community, you know. And then speaking on that, and privacy, well, we're sorry for your loss. You know, we pray for you and your family in y'all time right now, and pray that the Most High bring healing to y'all and the loss of your uncle. So we are praying for you, you know, as a community and stuff. And that's really what Q2UA was born to be about. And we praise the Most High Yah that we've been successful, man. I mean, honestly, given how things started and how everything went, it's crazy. And it was really no one person. It's really, we always say this, it's the Most High's organization. It's not just one big I, little you know, nothing like that. We all come together for the mindset of the Most High. And he's blessed us this year because, you know, we got our 501c3. You know, we had that. Brother Caris was bugging the IRS so much. That's probably why they locked him up, because he kept calling the IRS all the time. It was bothering them. He stayed on the IRS for that 501c3, man. He was on them. They probably had his number down as a special call. Like, oh, when this Negro calls, send him here.
And then they look at the call ID. And
not this guy again.
Yeah, right. They were like, it's Caris. They knew, they just called him by his first name. It's Caris again.
Yep, exactly.
Send the wild beast after him. Run up and down the street.
Gracious, man. We got that thing came through, man. That came through, and we had a lot of just different innovations that came through as a result of it and stuff. And as we continue to evolve, you know, we got some changes coming through. So just to kind of do some good house cleaning this morning, want to let everybody know that, you know, Sunday is going to be a last opportunity to give through Cash App. We have a new donation portal. We have a whole new page that's going to be set up for our donations, and it'll be a lot easier on our treasurer. You know, she will not want to come and throw things at us anymore because of trying to normalize all these transactions and stuff. So it's going to streamline everything as far as the back end, and even as a front end, it'll be a lot easier for folks to even track your own giving and whatnot, because it'll actually have a portal where you can log in and you can see your donations, and then you'll be able to print out your receipts for, you know, your tax returns. That's for, as you know, as long as our government has a functioning system going on. We'll talk about that a little later in the show a little bit this morning. But yeah, if you're also if you're on the Patreon, our new portal also lets us take reoccurring payments in and of ourselves, so we don't have to give Patreon a cut anymore of everything, and even have to worry about them, you know, cutting us off because they're like, oh, y'all a bunch of Hebrews, oh, you're a hate group, even though the KKK's not been labeled as a hate group, and you don't got no pictures of any Hebrews hanging in other people hanging around. But you know, I digress on that.
Man, you know how they go.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
yeah.
Let me stop telling the truth, or we do get a strike for real.
The truth will get you in trouble.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this group is a hate group, but this group that's literally been killing people for hundreds of years is okay. Well, okay. So yeah, we will definitely have that one going on the new year. So this Sunday is going to be your last opportunity to give via those options. And then after the new year, we will have a new portal. And the Patreon supporters, you'll have 90 days to make that transition to the monthly pledges. So you'll still have some time. After 90 days, we'll start shutting down our Patreon, and then we'll have all of our payments and stuff handled exclusively by the Q2UA website in and of itself. So yeah, it's been a year. It definitely has been a year. We were able to progress on the continent with the mother newborn kits. We were able to successfully get some of those out to mothers out there, to a clinic in the village, because that's really, you know, where we wanted to go. Uncle Mike made a great statement about that, is that we should, you know, go to the villages and go out there where the people are. And that's pretty much where we've been focused on and trying to do. We're not going over there like Europeans and basically trying to impose our will on the people. The Q2UA is, you know, our currency is relationships, and we built relationships over there. So that's why a lot of times you will see us come from a different angle compared to some other places that, you know, typically advertise about going, you know, over to the continent and stuff, because it's like, you know, typically like when you hear like a Red Cross and all this stuff, it's just, you know, your white folks going over there doing their normal thing, like, oh, for $5 you can feed this child and blah blah blah. Well, how about you build a well, you know, give them a well and teach them, you know, how to how to get the water, instead of just taking over half of the money in admin fees and building one little, you know, well that's going to be obsolete in a couple of years.
Let me tell you something, bro. And you know how black people are. If you teach them that, they go reinvent what you brought to them. They know this. You show them what they need to do. We're going to take what you got and just like what y'all did with us. He broke Israel down to the bare bones in order to rebuild us, in order for us to appreciate who he is and what he's given us. We do the same thing to the nation. They know for a fact they can't do that. If they do that, it's going to shoot them. Shoot themselves in the foot, because they know these people and their understanding is something told. They go to school for 5-10 years. We may go to school for 2 or 3 weeks. I've seen brothers and sisters go to beauty school. That's a 2-year requirement. I've seen some of them go there for 6 months, and they learn what they learn. Then they go and open up a shop. They didn't graduate. This is what we do. We just have that gift of taking any type of knowledge and we run with it. I'm gonna give you a good example. Pharmaceutical, which the world may call it drugs on the streets. How is it that these cats can break their stuff down and told me, hey, you need to put this chemical with this chemical? These are blacks on the west side that know what chemicals need to go with what in order to get this type of effect. Even from a negative side, we can our brothers and sisters can take it and redefine it. So now, Red, they're not going to just shoot themselves in the foot, because they know the learning power of our people.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They don't, I mean, when I watch a lot of content creators from the continent and seeing, there's one, it's one brother, he's from the island, a Jamaican brother, and he's a mechanic, and he goes over to Africa sometimes to, you know, trade with them and to kind of learn what they learn and teach them over there. And just even seeing they had a soldering machine, and it was basically what we would call ghetto rigged. I'll choose that term.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
But you know, the other term I would use, but we would consider it that. But man, it was effective and it worked. It had a way to adjust the heat settings so you could, you know, use the different heat from different materials for what you're trying to do for everything. And again, it was just this little homemade thing that these brothers had made because they don't have that big equipment to make, you know, to go and just get their official little soldering machine. No, they just made one. And I'm like, man, look at the wittiness that this man had, because the Jamaican brother said, how do you adjust the you know, the temperature? How do you adjust it to make it hotter? And how do you adjust it? And the brother went over there and he started fiddling around with it, and then boom, it started going harder. And he was like, oh man, it was just like the wittiness that they've used in the midst of their lack is a testament to our people in their mind. They always want to make us
exactly
we're inferior when genetically, like, this isn't something that, you know, somebody's saying as a racist thing or anything like that. There are actual studies by geneticists worldwide who have all come together and done studies on human genome and how many alleles and genetic diversity, and we have the most diversity in our DNA. We have the more alleles in our DNA that pertain to intelligence. This is not a what folks in America would call a racist statement. This is literally proof by a study by genetics.
And you know, there's this sister Well, it's a group of sisters in Nigeria, and I was telling this to Caris. These sisters took urine, and a generator, and they figured out how to use that urine as fuel. That's what they did. And I mean, this is the thing. Now, it may not sound like it's something that can take off. To the contrary, it can take off. These sisters, these 3 teenage sisters, black sisters from Nigeria, went in and had that generator running off of urine. Off of urine. And you know how crazy Caris is. Also, what is it, Michael? A urinator? Instead of only Caris can come up with that stuff. Only Caris. You know we got to go in before we get over here.
But it's true.
Yes.
We're gonna unleash all of the acronyms that the Caris concocts.
Yes, he does.
Initiative.
And see, you know what the thing about it is, man. And there was it was some years ago. And but I tell the brothers and sisters though, and I don't know, I send a message to them. I'm like, look here, take what you have learned off of YouTube. There was one Nigerian brother some years ago, and when I say red, he had this square box that he made. It was a machine, and then he was showing how to take a plastic bottle. He broke it down. This machine, this little rinky-dinky machine that he came up with, broke the bottle down to, on one side, it was the plastic, but on the other side, it was fuel.
Yep.
It was fuel. And I sent whoever put that, that video out. I seen the implications of what that machine can do. I knew what it can do. I said, bruh, take this page down. Because I knew that all it took, somebody in the United States, more likely go be a Gentile, that will go over there, look at his machine, get the knowledge that's in his head. Get the knowledge in his head where they can build a bigger machine to do what they need to do, and then step out in front of him as if they invented something.
Yep. Plastic is made with petrol, so what he was doing was just breaking it down to separating out all the extra stuff they added and isolating the petrol out. That's pretty smart. That's pretty slick, and they definitely don't like that. I mean, look at the brother that had created the engine that was running off water. He was using hydrolysis to run the car. And not too long after he put that video, just like you said, he put the video on YouTube. Not too long after that, you had that white supremacist that drove like 500. He drove a long way just to go to the grocery store that just so happened to have that same brother that made that car in there. And he went in there with the express purpose of shooting only black folks.
Yeah. And that's the thing I seen. That's the thing I seen. And it's sad. And then when the world, when they say, hey, and people that don't like our people, why don't y'all just go back to Africa? If we went back to Africa, trust and believe, you'll be done for. There will be no need for us to say, hey, we need your help. All the help will be on that continent. We talk with different brothers and sisters, and we do what we need to do to get things moving. So now, don't tell us to go back, because if we do, you will be coming to us off the top, with a urinator or whatever. You gonna need that urinator. I mean,
Yes, they definitely will need it because it's getting crazy out here. It's getting absolutely wild out here, man. Like it's to kind of give some credence to what Minister Yacoba had said yesterday, and even talk about the state of our current finance economy and whatnot is just this year alone. You know, I'll speak this from my experience. You know, well, very experienced, very. You know, I'm not trying to tap my own horn. You know what I'm saying? I'm just confident and know who I, what I do is. You know, I'm not the average IT guy. You know, I'm a little higher end, and twice this year I have been laid off, and not due to just poor performance. It's just market stuff, market things that's going on. The last place where I got let go, they were like, they didn't really want to do it, and they were actually really generous with a severance package and whatnot, but it's just the nature of the market. I was a sales engineer there, and I was noticing stuff that I've never seen not stock. We never have stock for. We have the battery. They call them battery backups, but they're really called UPSs, uninterruptible power supplies. It's when the power goes off, you have a little battery in your power supply, so that way it stays on, and you can shut down your computer without it just suddenly going down and you losing work. I've never ever, and maybe you've seen it, Unc. You let me know, but I've never seen the batteries for those things never be in stock. Those batteries are common, extremely common. I mean, you could go to Batteries Plus. There's even some point you can even go to Best Buy in some places and pick up those batteries. Like, they're common because they're used universally. And we couldn't find none of those batteries in stock. They were out of stock.
Yeah, they know it's on the horizon. They know what they're trying to do. Hey, in order for us to keep up, we got to keep this system up. Now, for majority of the people that do not have this equipment, they're gonna be left out there walking about in the streets trying to figure out what's going on. But if you got any type of power that can power your internet, you're gonna have some foresight from an internet standpoint.
Yep, you gotta have that power going.
You gotta have that power
running. And I mean, even the UPSs themselves, APC is like the brand. It's the brand that everybody uses, and there were none. I mean, we couldn't even find any on Amazon. It was crazy. I'd never seen it like this before. The only ones available were the little bootleg ones.
Let me ask you something. Who makes them?
It's APC, but I don't know who their parent company is or if they have a parent company, but APC is the main company that makes it, and they make all the big boy. If you go in the data center, you're gonna see APC stuff everywhere. That's all
everywhere. You ain't gonna see nothing outside of that.
That's right.
You not even on off brand. No, it's gonna be APC. That's it. Yep. That's it. And some of those. Let me tell you one thing, Red. This company called me and said, we need for you to go and put this, build this cabinet together and put this router, switches, and all that, and a battery backup. I said, okay, no, not a problem. And they had like stations. Everything was cool until I got to that battery backup. I got on that phone. I like, y'all do know this thing weigh like 300 pounds, right?
Yeah, them things are heavy.
Man.
Heavy. The big boy ones are super heavy.
Man, let me tell you something, Red. And I never had back problem. Never had a back problem. Man, and I had to go over this thing like about like 4 inches. They wanted it on you had to put it on a particular U.
Oh, they didn't want to let you put it on the bottom? Oh, nah.
It was at the bottom though. It was just it had to be in a particular U. And I'm like, look here, man. I'm not finna sit. Man, that pain shot up down my back, and I'm like, I done lost y'all mind. Man, let me get a helper and I'll be back.
These things are like, imagine like a VCR, but bigger, bigger wide, bigger, a little bit taller. And it's got 5-pound boxes stuffed inside of it. because these things have multiple batteries. The big ones have multiple batteries, and sometimes the batteries themselves will weigh 75 pounds.
Yeah,
not including the unit.
yeah. But those battery backup, sister, in pursuit, what it does, it keep everything running. The internet, your computer. If anything that's plugged into these unit, there are literal batteries that are inside this thing, but those things get heavy, sister. I ain't gonna lie to you. And that's what it is. And you plug them, your whatever you plug into these into the APC units, that's what's gonna be powered on them. Yep. And that's how those things work. And it's, truthfully, it's meant to, it's all, I mean, I ain't gonna say what it's meant to, but it's more so for the old computers and stuff. I'm quite sure if you got a small TV or whatever, you plug it in there, it's going to power it.
Yeah, people use it for that. It mainly uses
you're right. Yeah, you don't use
the computers and stuff. You'll see them in big data centers, but it's just a bigger problem because stuff like batteries is this blockchain is not doing well. The Red Sea has been shut down. You got people going all around Africa because they can't go through the Panama Canal because there's not been enough rain over there. So the ships have to offload their cargo because the water's not deep enough for them to go through the gates to get lifted up through the canal. And then you have the Houthis over there pretty much locking down the sea. So you can't get commercial traffic to go through around that area. So everybody's going around. And already the market, the blockchain never really recovered. If y'all really paid attention, you will notice that there was a huge trucking line called Yellow that got shut down. And this is some of the reasons why, we're out here and we're focusing on basically trying to get things built up in Africa because we see what's happening here in America and we see how this blockchain thing is just a prelude to the bigger issues that's about to start popping off, especially in 2024 with this banking system and whatnot. But they the batteries, man, it's a precious resource that has been drying up. You've noticed batteries are getting more and more expensive. Like I bought a car battery. It was for a little Kia. And I didn't even get the high-end one. I got like the middle grade one because I didn't want to just get the cheap one, even though I kind of was tempted to because the middle grade battery was $200. And this was from Walmart.
200. Wait a minute. Your battery costs $200?
The car battery for a Kia car was $200. $200 just for the battery.
Man, that sounds like shoplifting material. Good night.
Man, I felt like I got robbed. I was looking around about to file a police report. I couldn't believe. And again, this is Walmart. That's the cheapest place to get batteries. I've never spent over $75 for a battery. And this is even getting a
that's what I'm thinking about. Shucks, good night, man.
$200 just for a battery. And that's a lot of this stuff is shooting up. I mean, when I was ordering equipment, I would order switches. Switches are what basically help connect your network together. Man, ordering a switch was every time I seen somebody say, "Oh, we need this," I'm like, "Oh man," because it took hours between me and the procurement lady that I was working with. We couldn't find nothing. These things were all sold out everywhere.
Hey, but I mean, we take a step back. Who did this country use as their main contractor? It was China. Mm-hmm. Everything was made in China. And so China, you can't, when you pimp some people for so long, then you find yourself getting pimped because now they're starting to figure out they need us for everything. Yeah, we got people that can do it, work it and things of that nature. And they did. They had the people that can do it. And so now you in essence, you thought you was just going over there doing business in China from America. And China said, okay, we can work together. And they just work as long, like you just said, a switch. Mm-hmm. That switch they built. They figured out, you know what? We need to know what's going on in this country. There's a back end to that switch. They're gonna make equipment that will call back home. And here we are today. You can get on the internet and look for a Cisco or whatever the situation may be. Look for a switch and see when they say it can be shipped out.
Man, about 2 months. Got 2 months lead time on almost everything, and then the prices on it are expensive. Like I remember when you used to be able to $500, you get you a good laptop. Straight up. You'll get a straight laptop. It's not gonna be great, but it'll be a good middle of the road laptop that'll do basic work that you gotta do. You know, nothing fancy, just get online, do your online work and all that kind of stuff. Man, that same type of laptop now, man, $500. Yeah. Shoot, I think you're gonna spend at least 13, at least, and that's being generous. That's being very generous. It's like 15,000 now for like 1,500 for the average laptop nowadays. I mean, everything electronic has gone through the roof because, as you said earlier, a lot of this stuff comes from these Asian places. You know, the hard drives come from Malaysia. You've got so many chips and so many other products that come out of Taiwan. For the longest, the company I was with, we couldn't get firewalls that we were using because our firewalls were built in Taiwan. We went almost a whole year without any shipment of any firewall because of the whole situation in Taiwan that's going down. And that's what we. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Do you remember when they had the issue with the chips for the cars, and they didn't have the chips that they couldn't get? Yep. And see, this is another thing when I say pimp, it's not saying that it's always going to be a negative backdrop to it. But when you a world power saying, you know what, I do not want to develop this chip in the United States. It's going to cost us too much money. We talking about we got to pay the workers, and then they go unionize.
That's exactly.
You see it? That's what it is. That's so exactly now I know I'd rather have the company there that's making that chip. So this is what happened. Instead of this chip being made in a place, because a few people decided that, hey, I want more bang for my dollar. No, do not employ the citizens of this country. Send it over to China. Pay them what, $3 a day? I get a bang for my dollar. Now, this is the thing. You think, I don't care where you at on this planet Earth, $3 a day? That's slavery.
Yes, sir. That's it.
That's slavery.
Yep.
You know, that's the thing.
Not to mention it's taxed. It's taxed too.
And then see, now you got me on a whole different. Oh man,
it's taxed. Then don't mention the sales tax.
Oh, and you know this is what this is what this world has done. It didn't go by. This world chose not to listen to Yah. It chose to listen to a spirit that is hell bent on selfishness. It's self. And this is the result of a rogue angel. We are living it. We are living that.
Big time.
Big time.
Because they do not. System is demonic. It's intelligently demonic. I mean, when you really look at it, it's intelligent how they set everything up. You know, we don't spend real money. We spend debt. And it's even to the point where people have such a slave mind that they will even commend this system and say how great it is. I've heard some brain dead economists say, gold isn't good enough for a agile economy. You know, we need a petrodollar to be more agile with our money. And I'm like, what? agile. They love, they love euphemisms in Babylon and stuff to say things to kind of cover up the fact that it's just trash and slavery. So you mean to tell me we out here spending debt paper? That's all it is. It's just debt. There's no real money. You don't have any gold backing it. Petrodollar ain't even a thing. It is just hopes and dreams in your hand. That's all it is. It has no backing to it. If there's no backing to it, they can manipulate it how they want to do.
A white picket fence and the American dream. That's what it boils down to being. And they sold that to the residents of this particular country. They sold it to even to black people. Made it very difficult to do it.
Oh man.
Made it very difficult to do it, and I mean you talking about forefathers swinging from a tree. These are the things that this world went after, and they love the power, the false sense of power. They relish it, and they still doing it. They still relishing it. I mean, with an arrogance. Man. I mean, hey, did not the scripture say that, Babylon talking about she would never see mourning? She would never see any type of no negativity at all. Although being the biggest of all negativities.
Man, big time. They manipulate the money and everything. I'm gonna paste this link in the chat to Q2UA's TikTok. Even though I'm not a fan of TikTok, I'll put that out there. I feel like TikTok is edging away our brains, and this is why we have such goldfishes have a longer concentration time than others. We got to realize that a lot of stuff in Babylon is designed, even though it may seem benign and innocuous at first, meaning it seems innocent and not harmful. It has other effects that we don't even pay attention to, because after you sit there and you power scroll through TikTok enough, now you realize that you can't watch a video longer than 5 minutes or 4 minutes to gather any real information, because your brain is so accustomed to instant dopamine hits every 5 minutes, 10 minutes for videos and stuff like that. But there's a good message in that TikTok video talking about the manipulation of the money and how it's been manipulated to keep Africa down. And at Q2UA, we've seen this firsthand. We've seen it firsthand about these things that they've been doing economically to our people. That some of it, I mean, we've looked over some of the contracts and some of the stuff there, and we have scratched our head.
You ain't lying. And it would appear, and Don P is right. That's one thing I would say about this brother. Now I ain't gonna say one thing, but what he's saying, that birth certificate and your social security number is what they have us on. That's one thing, they do have us on that. And then that within itself is a bond on you.
Shoo. Property.
There you go.
Like property. I mean,
there you go.
It's because that's pretty much what we all are. We get taxed and they be manipulating the money. Anytime you try to come out ahead, the money gets manipulated. The whole system it gets manipulated, and that's one of the main reasons I would say that I think Q2UA is unique in a lot of things that I've seen as far as not-for-profits that deal with the continent, is because we're attacking it not from a American mindset situation. We're attacking it from a what's good for our people situation, and how can we help undo some of the colonizing that's been going on. That type of look, because we can see where they'll manipulate the money, the dollar, to make people will look at the stock market and say, "Oh, everything's going fine, everything's great. Oh, look, it's the numbers of the stock market." The reason why they can do it that way is because the dollar has no backing. They can manipulate it however they want. There's a theory in math called chaos theory, rather a study in math called chaos theory, where you can have a set of numbers that look completely random and chaotic, but there's actually an underlying knowledge and there's an underlying pattern to everything. And they utilize this when they do things, even in the market. They manipulate it in all kinds of ways, be it mathematically, be it just straight up. I mean, we've seen this when AMC and GameStop were having that big shorting war when these big hedge funds were trying to short GameStop. And for those who don't know, when you do a short on a stock, it's like you betting for that company to fail. So they were basically building up these shorts to make all this money against the stock, and people started paying attention. Now, a lot of these folks, these Gentiles, they starting to wise up, and they're like, hey, we lost a lot of money because of y'all in 2008. We finna play the game. And nothing they did was illegal. All they did was buy GameStop stock and hold it. They bought AMC stock and hold it. That's all they did. Nothing about that is illegal. The whole SEC came in and changed the rules and made it so you couldn't buy the stock no more. You could sell, but you couldn't buy stock. But they want to tell you that the system is fair. They want to tell you that everything is correct, but it ain't no fun until the rabbit got the gun. And then now all of a sudden they want to change the rules, and that's what they do all the time. Why do you think they changed the laws on foreclosure way back in the early 2000s when Bush Jr. got put in? Not to mention the fact that he got paid mainly by all the credit card companies. But people was able to get out of their debts and come and get ahead and move forward. They're like, nah, we want to collect your money forever. We want to bring people back to how they used to do it back in the old days with debt prisons. And I believe that's going to end up coming back. Where they
coming back? What are you talking about? End up coming back, Red? I think we at that threshold. Jeez. I'm serious, bro. I seriously believe we are at that threshold. I mean, what? And this is the thing, Red, I'm looking at. There is a fear that has engulfed this world, and the world knows we need to let these people go. We need to let these people go. If we don't, the death, the deletion rate will be unimaginable if we do not let these people go. And this is what this is all about. Holding on to a people and trying to keep them in servitude when their God, they may say called God, is saying, let my people go.
That's right.
This is what we're looking at right down to this very day. You got all these educated brothers and sisters. And majority of them unemployed. I was looking at Jacoby yesterday. Jacoby went on to the, and he was showing his video was showing the a lot of Asians. All right, I'm gonna fall. Let me pull back on this here. You seen Jacoby yesterday, his link yesterday, right?
Yep.
All righty. You seen the Asians that was saying that they was they are also into the IT business.
Oh yeah. They've been feeling it too. There's a lot of guys I follow that are coders on the channel. All the Chinese guys that were, complaining and stuff. Oh yeah, that's been happening for a while over there, and it's coming to a head. And it's gonna happen over here because that's what's happening here as well. A lot of these companies are what are called zombie companies, and this is why I'm a first preface it with this family. This is why when it comes to Quest Unite Africa, we do our mission a little different, because we're not trying to, when we talk investment, the way investments are taught over here, it's always what's in it for me, what's in it for me, what's in it for me, instead of focusing on the big picture. The investors over here are some are long-term minded. And then unfortunately amongst, us, the rich, we're very short-term, immediate. I want something, within 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, that everybody wants to get that get rich quick, where a lot of things sometimes take time to overcome. And that's where we lose in the long run. Because a lot of these folks that play in these games, they play the long run in these games. And that's why they've been able to manipulate and play the games that they play. I started knowing that in 2018 there was going to be a problem. I didn't realize that all of this stuff was going to happen, but I knew something was going down in the economy because Warren Buffett started moving his money around. You pay attention to the big players and see how the big players are doing things. When he started moving his money around, I was like, okay, wait a minute. Something interesting is going on. Something crazy is going on. And we're starting to see the manifestation of that in these markets and in how these things are coming through and happening in the system. The banking system is just falling apart right now. That system is crazy. And that's why we are basically saying that right now, it's best to start looking to build elsewhere. It's less than to start looking to build elsewhere and start looking into other things. And that's what we're working with Quest Unite Africa, is trying to build up that not just for infrastructure, but also that economic development for the benefit of Africans and the African diaspora. So that way we can invest properly in a place where we can go and understand the system and find a system where it's not as jacked up as it is over here. Because I do recall we started to notice that even some of the Tanzanian shilling has starting to catch up to the dollar. It doesn't
very much. That's the thing I was looking at when I was there. I'm like, no, I need to leave some money here. Just because I left Dar, I left money back there. Yah has given us the common sense to use common sense. And don't get me wrong, in this system of Hashatan, common sense is not so much common now. But we as his people, Yah is telling us these are the things we need to be paying attention to. We got it's a reason why our book that the world calls the Bible is telling us we are a set apart people. And for those that want to join in being set apart, they can do that. They have that permission from Yah. Hey, grab a hold to these particular people and you can become part of these set apart people because this is a battle between two gods. When it's all over said and done, that's what it boils down to being.
Absolutely. And we know that the one Yah that we are working for has empowered us to basically come in and be the next up for this system, which is why, we're working with our family over there to get them supplies. Because, that's what we're seeing what's needed. We're bringing over the essential medical supplies. And then as we're talking here, we're developing and scaling these businesses. Because that's the key. This is the key to coming out of slavery is ownership. And over in America, they've taught us this ownership as they taught us one thing, but practiced another. The practice of, if you pay attention, all the products that are out there, if you trace them back, they're owned really by like one set of corporation. But it's not like one person behind that corporation. It's families that work together. See, these Gentiles, they work together. This is the thing. They can't stand each other. But when they come to making that money, that's why the merchants sat from afar off when Babylon the Great Whore went down, because they worked together. They couldn't stand Babylon, but they made money off of her. She got on their last nerves. She was dirty and was foul, but she brought in a healthy paycheck, and that's how they dealt with them. And that's what we're building here at Quest Unite Africa. So don't think that, when you donate, it's just going towards Quest Unite Africa. That donation is also a down payment even towards you, because we're not going to forget about any and everybody that donate. We talk about this a lot in our board meetings. There's a lot of things that we are forecasting on how we can help benefit everybody that has given in, not just the people who volunteer, but those who also volunteer their time and their money. But this is all coming back as a group thing because it's going to be working together. Again, there's no little eyes there's no big eyes in this organization. It's the Most High's organization, and we are all coming together to do group economics, true group unity, not just one person trying to take and get all of it. Everybody coming together, everybody eats. That's the policy. Everybody, from the folks on the continent to all the diaspora, we making it equal and great for everybody. Building up a better business that doesn't favor one group over the other, but is fair across the board based off of Torah and what the Most High has taught us and how to build and to do these things. And that's why Quest United Africa builds these bridges with the diaspora, helping us understand things with like cultural engagement, the business side of things, and all of these other things that all go into incorporating a society that we take for granted over here because they want us to be good slaves that don't think about these things. There's lots of stuff that we have to think about, and in what we dealing with Quest United Africa, it's just regular stuff, man. I mean, like just water, just getting water.
Oh yeah, yeah. We was talking about that. We can get the water. We looked into the machines and what need to be how it need to be drilled. But it's a filtration that we was concentrating on because our brothers and sisters there, malaria, that's like top dog of sickness in Africa. When you get that fever, you gonna know exactly what you got going on, and like I said on other shows, I seen brothers and sisters there, and I can look at them, and I'm like, "Sister, you okay?" And she know I got malaria, but she at work. Can you imagine a person here in this country saying, "Hey, no, I got the pandemic," and at work, what you think will happen? Oh, they gonna be all, oh, she at work and she got this. Man, they gonna have the police there. She needs to go home because this is what they have put in place. Fear. But our brothers and sisters there, this is what they go through. Stand in water. This is what they did.
And something as simple as drainage on the side. You talk about the standing water. The roads. It was something that Uncle Walt had mentioned after he had went over there during November. That now I'm watching a lot of these different content creators. I'm paying attention to a lot of these different things. On the sides of the roads, you don't see drainage unless they're in the nice neighborhoods. It wasn't until they went in the nice neighborhoods where most of the Gentiles stay that they actually had road drainage. Other than that, it's just as you say, there's this water that sits up on the streets, all on the side there. And all that standing water just sitting there for all the mosquitoes and all kinds of stuff to just start growing.
Exactly. And, this is the thing. And they know it. They make sure they have drainage in their neighborhood. That's right. And this is what the brothers and sisters said there. They know where the Gentile lives in Dar es Salaam. They know. They have everything there. But where they live at, no. Red, I kid you not. I went to 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. At least I went to, wait a minute, let me say 1, 2. I went to 3 villages. Not one of those villages had a ditch or where water. They had one. It was a very short run though. There's no continuing drainage, and I seen some ravines, but the ravines was full of foliage. Like, wait a minute, where's the water? Where's the water that's supposed to be, flowing through here to get it out where it needs to go back out, because, as long as water continues to travel, correct, on top of water, I mean, I'm on top of water, on top of rocks. It get cleansed while it's traveling.
Yep.
And this was not the case in our brothers and sisters are village and neighborhoods. It was not.
I want to.
So,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, brother.
I want to address Miss Sister Russell's question. The new patron system is going to be put into place, and for those who don't know, Sunday is going to be the last day for our old payment systems. You will no longer be able to do Cash App on the website for donations. We're going to go to a new payment platform that you'll still be able to use your credit cards and stuff like that, but it'll be a different platform that'll help us track the donations a lot easier, and also help you get the information that you need if you want to have your tax returns and whatnot. Because remember, Quest United Africa is 501c3. We do have it. We are official. I'm going to just pop our caller real quick. But the new patron system is because basically everybody that does money transactions wants to take a cut. And it gets expensive after a while of, man, they get theirs. They get theirs. So the new system is something that we have in-house that we get we get all the proceeds from. So it will have a system where you'll be able to pick what you want to choose for your monthly contribution, and we're going to basically kind of mirror what's already over there at Patreon. But yes, you will be able to customize it, and you'll have like a actual dashboard where you can log in and see your contributions and print out your receipts and everything that you'll be able to do. So yeah, that is the purpose of the new Patreon system. It's so we can cut the middleman out of our pockets. Everybody want to cut when it comes to PayPal, Cash App, all these guys, man. They take their cuts and stuff, and we are trying to work smarter because this system is fastly coming to a very curious place. To talk about some kind of we've already talking economically and about the banks and stuff. Kind of touch on some news that's going on. We know coming up a week. No, not even a week. It's a couple of days now. Being that today's the 29th. Yeah, it's this next Monday. So in a couple of days, this BRICS is about to come online with their new system that they're going to start executing. And then the other big thing is all of these banks have what are called unrealized gains or unrealized losses, that they need to basically put on their books. And what an unrealized loss is these are losses that they have, but they haven't put it officially on the books. So they haven't reconciled that money yet. So it's kind of like, I owe this, and I'm not going to pay it. But it's in the tune of billions of dollars. And these banks aren't solvent. They've been lying. They've been lying and lying and lying about this economy for the past 3 years. They've been lying. You can't print money ad nauseum and not expect some kind of backlash within the system. Money doesn't just come from nowhere. And that's unfortunately what Babylon's been doing. And they ramped it up back in 2020, giving out all that money, doing these PPP loans and all this other crazy stuff. And now that on top of all these other years of them just passing the buck down the road, well, it's time to pay the piper. And you no longer have these countries buying American bonds. The bonds used to be what kind of was the get out of jail free card for a lot of the debt. Because basically, if you don't know, the American economy is a Ponzi scheme. It's a giant Ponzi scheme. And you always need somebody buying in for a Ponzi scheme for it to work. And these countries are no longer buying in.
Because they didn't sit here. They played the pimp for so many hundreds of years. They played that. And the sad thing about it is they put our brothers as that pimp with this little slick suit, big hat. This is what they did. And I'm talking about literally, this is what they did. We know we're the biggest pimp, but we got to portray this to somebody else. Psalms 83. Psalms 83. We got to make them look bad in order to get rid of the name of Israel. We got to. That pimp, he's a black man. He's a harsh man. When his money don't come in, who is he gonna beat? He gonna beat that black woman. Where's my money? Boom. This is what they has portrayed to the world. We fell for it. They are the biggest pimps.
Mm-hmm.
Babylon is the biggest, not whore. She's a hoe. I'm serious.
You still make me laugh when you say that. That's too. I'll say horror is too nice. It sounds too proper.
Too proper. And they put horror up on a white Gentile woman. But when it comes to a black woman, oh no, she's a hoe. I'm serious. If you think I'm joking, man, do the research. You ain't gonna put that on my sisters. I know my sisters went through some things. I know black men, we went through some things. But it was something that was orchestrated against us. It was orchestrated. It was put in place for us to maneuver ourselves in that way.
Brother Rojo said she's a ho, and it's past 12:25.
Rojo ain't got no sense. I tell you, Rojo. Hey, we got to send him a bottle of Hennessy or something.
Oh man.
Oh.
She be in the season all year round.
All year round. I mean, good night. But I mean, no. I stand for my sisters, and I know they went through some things, and as black men went through their things, and they had us fighting one another. But now Yah is drawing us back together, and now we starting to see how things were put up against us for us to come to a division, and everything was based upon Psalms 83. But when you start seeing black men and black women getting back together, that's a problem for this world. That is a problem, a very big problem.
And that's why Quest Unite Africa faced a lot of flack in the beginning, when we came out and we had a lot of little issues. The enemy don't fight against what he's not afraid of. He definitely isn't going to go against that. And that's what the main thing, I've said it before, I'm keep saying it, is Quest Unite Africa is all about building relationships. That's why coming, it is March the 25th, I want to say. Don't get me wrong. I think I got it right. The date for it, the 25th of March, for our Invest in Africa Summit. We're going to see a landing page come up really, really soon.
I thought it was the 31st.
31st.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
I just pulled up the landing page that nobody can see yet. Mm-hmm. It's gonna go active soon though. Brother, shout out to Brother Fast Nickel, man. That brother's a very excellent front end developer. This is whenever y'all see all the prettiness on the website, I just want to give him his flowers, because the brother, man, he don't like me to call him uncle. He said I'm too young for that. but this man has been doing IT when I was in diapers. He was in IT. So
hey, Fast Nickel, he caught up in that thing too, because I'm like, bruh, I mean, when I really truly sit down and think about it, I did not realize how many years are in between the at least 1993, 94, at least 95 until now. I mean, I know, I think Fast Nickel like maybe a year older than me. But when you sit back and you think about it, like, man, where did this time go? You look at hey, man, what's going on? Hey, but it is what it is, and it's doing what it's doing. Because I told my son I'm too young to be a grandfather.
That's one of the things, man. Black don't crack. I couldn't tell from looking at the brothers, man. Y'all look like y'all in y'all late 30s, 40s and stuff, man. Because You can't tell, but he put together a lot of the visuals and stuff. So I just want to give him his flowers and shout him out when you see all that. But you'll definitely see the landing page come up very soon. And this is what we're talking about even in there. It's about coming together for the economic empowerment of Africa. And this is where we're going to talk about bringing together, firsthand experience and information from business owners in Tanzania, business owners in Rwanda. We're going to have legal advocates from Tanzania and Rwanda, international business consultants, tax consultants, all these different people with real experience to give you real information, not a guess, not a surmise. This is the information coming straight from a person who practices law in the area that we're concerning. So if you have, you're thinking about starting a business, you have a business and you want to move it over there, you're just interested in trying to see what it takes to get a business going, any type of economic interest that you have as a person, this is the summit to attend because it's very, very, very informational. I just from my experience dealing with, Q2UA as a personal, testimony, there's so much stuff that if I was doing this by myself, I would have been just quit. I would have just been like, nah, I'm going to the Philippines like all the other fat passport bros. I'm not doing it.
My thing, if you go to the Philippines, you need to go to where our brothers and sisters at. And I kid you not, they not go be in the cities.
Not in the cities at all.
No, they're in the village. They are in the village.
Exactly. And that's what we're working towards with this summit that we're building up. And that's just the part of our overarching goal is to help bridge these gaps, to bridge that knowledge, to help us as a diaspora be more effective in working with our brothers and sisters and cousins over there in the continent to bring us all together. That it's the cultural divide, the economic divide. We're working to bridge that. We're not trying. That's what we're doing. We're doing it right now. So that's something to be on the lookout on the website. You'll also see that change. So the first is going to have a couple of, nice changes on the website, and you'll see that page come up where you'll be able to start registering for that event and getting that going. So be on the lookout for that. We tentatively are planning on having it out on the 1st. I'll say it'll be 100% up by the 5th of January. I'll put it that way. Give myself a couple days so I can, iron out the wrinkles.
and the thing also, man, I mean, it's just not here for local. And when I say local, I'm talking about here in this country. If you got that information, you got a brother or sister that is in the UK or in South America. No, we trying to reach all of our people. And not just our people, and people that is, looking to invest. Because truthfully, what do you think all these companies are looking at? They know that Africa is the mother that is breastfeeding the world. They won't tell you this, but it is. All you got to do is look at the news. Africa is the mother that is breastfeeding the world. You never heard about nobody talking about dropping a bomb on Africa. They know if they do that, they killing themselves. That's suicide. They deleting themselves. And so these are the things we have to look at, and to see brothers and sisters, coming together on that continent that is, because now they're moving certain countries out of the equation. They've been there for hundreds of years. Their strength, their might, Yah has taken it away from them. They don't have it no more. He's taking that strength away from these different countries. And so now this is where we come in. Yes, it's the more I sit back and I think about Quest United Africa, just like the brother that you spoke about earlier, Red, that came up with an engine that can run off of water. We are a danger to the world. We are a danger. As long as we have stayed unawake, they was cool. They were cooled because they knew, all right, our reign will continue. We will continue to maintain power. But Yah, that's something that was not in Yah's will. He said that he was going to awaken his people. And we started to wake up. We didn't just make noise. We made conviction.
Mhm.
That's what we made. And that conviction is hitting hard. It is absolutely going in so deep within this world. And we're doing it. Question Unite Africa, you talking about March 31st? That's something they do not want that to be publicized. I'm gonna tell you right now. But when Yah says he's going to awaken his people, there's nothing anybody can do to stop that. And we are part of that awakening.
It's a mutual thing too. You know, we trust and believe. We have brothers and sisters from the continent that's getting with us, that's contacting us, that's, you know, interested in working. It's not just a one-sided thing. You know, this, just like Uncle Mike said, this is something that's been put in the spirit of all Hebrews and just all, you know, melanated folks, period, you know what I'm saying, to come through. Even our, you know, our cousins in Ham and stuff like that, that's over there and stuff, you know, that's because people forget, you know, there are melanated dark Gentiles too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, they got that deep suntan too.
Exactly. You know, I will, again, I've been in a deep genetics world, but I ain't gonna go there because I told Brother Caris I wasn't gonna just go in on the esoteric stuff to get his channel shut down.
No, Red, go in there. Go do it, Red.
Guy's like, why did my channel get shut down? Red came on there talking about the moon is plasma. What?
Hey, and we're like, yeah. Mm-hmm. You gonna know next time, and you take on a trip. Oh no, I can't have Red and Mike on there no more. Nuh-uh. I got shut down. Matter of fact, I got an ankle brace from YouTube. Oh boy.
Red done exposed the connection between Nephilim and computing, and now my channel got shut down.
Oh boy.
It is a universal thing that's really in the hearts of a lot of Africans as well as diaspora, because I've been watching a lot of African content creators and stuff like that, and I've been seeing a lot of folks express, you know, despite we got to understand there's always going to be these detractors, the noise, you know, anytime the Most High is moving, the enemy starts moving. And the good thing, though, is the Most High always comes through revealing and exposing the enemy for what he is. So you have all these folks that want to come up and start. I mean, I keep my ear to the ground on Twitter. I got to wash my ear every now and then because Twitter is just this a cesspool of just nonsense. But I keep it because the information is good and it helps me see what's going on in the world and where these enemies are trying to push things, because some of these Twitter accounts are not real. They're definitely, you know, alphabet boys and state actors doing their thing and pushing narratives and trying to get things going that way. I mean, it's a complex game that they play with this information war. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And one of the things that I've noticed on Twitter is a lot of these so-called, like, you know, you got the Tariq Nasheeds and all these FBA quote unquote folks that just talk hard and bad about our brothers and sisters from the continent. And then you even got some of the brothers and sisters on the continent that, you know, respond in kind. I feel like all of these people are no more than just plants by the enemy to stir up this foolishness. I mean, because I've seen it go harder now than I've never seen it before. And I'm like, right at a time when the diaspora and our continent folks are all starting to talk about coming together. You got the African Union talking about bringing the diaspora back. You got all of this discussion going on about us reuniting. And these idiots are out here running around just saying the most vile, stupid stuff with no kind of just context.
Yeah, you know what? I seen in one video. And somebody went there and interviewed this particular sister, and she was talking about African Americans. And she was saying, yeah, their blood is so disturbed. You know, they mixed in with the slavery. I was like, wait a minute, hold on now. But this is what they do. This is what this world do. In order to disrupt the unity that we are seeing, that Yah has put into us, to bring back, just like what you said, Red, Hashatan, he got to bring in his people. We are a awakened nation, and that is still in progress. His minions, they are woke. They know what we are about to do and what we are doing. They know these things. There's two awakenings. One is for the righteous and one is for the evil. The evil is trying to extend their probation. That's what they're trying to do. Extend their probation.
Yep.
So now, because now you have a people that is humanly sympathetic to the human suffering. You got some that are, I mean, I'm gonna just say human, but they're not. Their way of looking at your what happens to you is not humanly at all. Why do we feel so much for these particular people? Why do we say, "Oh no, this is the way you need to do it"? Why is it that you can come up with a pill to help a person with a particular type of sickness where they can take it once a year? But then you got a people like us to say, hey, we got this medicine that can cure that sickness. Why do I need to make money off of your illness? You dealing with Esau and Jacob. Jacob is all about life and the pursuit of the glorification of Yah. That is what Jacob is bent upon. Esau is built upon war, gaining power, and over people. That's what he's built upon. We don't look for the longevity of a person's sickness and make money off a person's sickness. Yah did not create us in that form or faction. This is what we're dealing with. We're coming up with this event. This event is for us to come together and work together, build family income. When I say family, I mean nationally, of a nation of people that has been orchestrated to separate. Why did the world deem it necessary to rip our language, culture, and worship away from us? We had to be a special people that they even recognize that.
This is true. This is absolutely true. This is why they've kept us apart so hard and worked so hard to, push it and invest in it, even with our music and stuff. I remember having a conversation with my dad some years ago about this old song. Well, it's not an old song. It's probably, newer compared to some of the folks out there. But it was a song by this dude called C Murder, which, that's his name. And those y'all may out there know about that. And he had a song basically saying, forget the mother Negroes. I'm only down for mine. And it's like, nah, we shouldn't be like that, you know. And I remember he even, you know, had said it. This was years ago, and he was like, you know, that song just pushes so much division because all I heard was, you know, forget that man, forget him, and forget him. And he's like, how in the world are you supposed to have peace with that blaring in your ear? And this is what they've pushed on us for so long. They've pushed this separation. They've told us, oh, ain't nothing in Africa. Oh, it's just a bunch of people in grass skirts running around, and it's just didn't all this, and it ain't built up, and it ain't all that. Man, look, Africa is like going back to the early 1900s with the knowledge of today. That's what it's like. It's like going to the 1900s, and it is a gold rush. Africa literally is the future. Everything you look at, you see all these African countries turning themselves around. They're getting ready to drop visas. So many different countries are dropping visa requirements because they're all talking about making a one Africa without borders. Sounding a lot like that scripture talked about Hebrews being in the city with no borders, you know, without having any walls and whatnot.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? The thing about it, Red, is this. I don't even think they recognize that it is Yah who's putting it in their hearts to do these things. He knows. This is what's going on. Yah is the one who's doing this. He is the one who's setting things up. And, you know, and yes, they did. You know, and I'm not going to put our people on a pedestal, but I got to, just for this statement. African Americans has for years dictated everything going out. When I say everything going out, if it's an invention, all right, yeah, we know what the Gentiles did. They go in there and they steal it from you and tell you can't get a patent for it, but it's easier for them to get a patent for something that you created, but they're walking there with a Gentile face and get it. And they will go, and history has shown that they did go in, do that, and live a life while they never deleted your life and the life of your bloodline. This is what they did. This is the history that they have made in this country. But yet and still we continue to move on. The thing about it is this. How is it that we as a people, you can take all right, let me just say it this way. You can have our sisters here. Back in the 90s, nearby every woman on this planet was having an operation to insinuate their hips based off our sisters. But these are the ones they call hoes. These are the women they call hoes. Now, that's truthful. If these women are so bad, why are you trying to emulate them so badly? It's called common sense to me. If they so bad, you don't need lip. You want to go get your lips poke out? You want your lips to be fuller based upon this particular black woman? Man, we can go.
It's a copycat.
Exactly.
It's a copycat. Even this false system is honestly a bastardization of what we used to practice as economics and how we used to do things and how we used to work together. When we worked together, we were powerful. When Israel started separating, kingdoms started separating and stuff, we got weaker and weaker and weaker as we progressively separated. This is why America pushes this independence, me mindset that, you know, we really want to get out of. And I just want to, you know, kind of recap on this, that with Quest Unite Africa, we are about, and I've been saying it a lot, and I'm going to hammer this home because we have to, repetition is what gets it in our soul and in our mind. we have to build up relationships, not just with each other, but even with our family and our friends overseas. We have to start learning to see things differently. We have to learn that sometimes the first thought that comes to your mind isn't always the right thought, because we have been thoroughly dunked in and emulsified in this Babylon system, that we need to constantly arrest every thought and action that we have and put it under the word of the Most High, under its microscope of his word and his laws, so that we can properly come out of Babylon. Because this place is coming down. We all see what's happening. We all see what's going on. We talked a lot about the economic stuff that's going on, because that's going to be a big sticking point come 2024. You know, it's just like Yakoba's clip that he had in the video yesterday. It's gonna be pain.
Man, let me tell you something about that, bro. I mean, I'm like, shoot, Yakoba made me a little bit tad bit too late. Why am I feeling the pain already? You know,
like 2023 was already painful. 2024, but again, it's just, you know, every woman that has had a child knows that right before that child comes, it's like, Lord, what's going on?
That little sharp pain come in, and it's and it is, you know, we going to go through it. And the thing about it is, Q2UA is on a road, and they seeing all these people standing in the middle of the road, and we got to go through that road to get where we need to get to. And they got their bats, they got their guns, they got all of their hypocritical thinking in the middle of the road to stop us. Only thing they do not have is Yah. You ain't gonna. There's no nation or any God that's going to stop that celestial chariot. As long as we stay within tune to Yah's celestial chariot, it's going to plow through. It's going to plow through. And that's what we're doing. Because I mean, trust and believe. If one of us eat, all of us are going to eat. We getting that little selfish thing in the 90s. Oh, you better get yours because I got to get mine. All the 90s was one of the selfish times in Black history, and they sung about it. I mean, our people put it out there. They did.
Man,
yes, we did. We put that. We was the most selfish people in the 90s. The 90s was it was not a good time for Black people. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, Joker selling to their mamas and their aunties and junk, man.
Right. You know, and that's what we did. And you know, and I told some brothers, and I was like, bruh, we are responsible for that particular generation. Those kids are grown now. Those kids are grown. You are either the parent or the grandparent of this generation. This is what we put out there. And we you know, you know, you got groups out there that went out there and made money, and they made the movies and things of that nature. Everybody wanted to be Nino. You know,
man, that was the age of the gangster. That's what they always put in front of us. The gangster movie, all the, you know, it was all about West Coast gangsters and gangster rap, and everything was gangsters and pimps, gangsters, pimps, and players.
That's what it was about. And now, you know, and they pushed that out there. They did. But now we started to wake up, and it's just something how in the few years, I mean, I hear a majority of brothers and sisters say, hey, no, I started to wake up around about 2014, 2015. Okay. That's a few years compared to the hundreds of years We have been misled, and how we've been misleading ourselves. Not only were we misleading ourselves, we were misled by the world. So we messed up in both ways. We were messed up in both ways. But when Yah woke us up, there is a confidence and there is a jealousy that is put inside of Israel, and we've been maintaining that. You'll get in here and talk about, we don't think y'all are the true people of the Bible. We don't even entertain that argument any longer.
Nope.
we don't entertain that no more. We keep it moving. All right, then that's what you believe. More power to you. We keep it moving. We keep it moving.
Tell that to them Russians and Chinese.
Right. The Russian gonna look at you like you crazy. The Russian gonna be like, who? Oh, you said what? The first thing the Russian gonna say, do you read the Bible? That's gonna be the first thing. Do you read the Bible? That's gonna be it. You know, because everything that they have used against us was truthfully already in the Bible. They taught us we was Hamites. But when Yah said, I'm going to awaken my people, oh my goodness. And did he not awaken his people? And we went in like a roaring lion. We woke up. It's like we woke up like a lion, yawning. And it was a very mighty yarn. And we have not shut up since then.
Nope, not at all. And that's why we are pushing back against this narrative. Because see, honestly, integration was the worst thing that happened to us. Because if you really pay attention, before we were integrated into their schools, learning their ways and their knowledge, we taught amongst ourselves. And we were still educated people. And we did work amongst ourselves. This is how Tulsa and Black Wall Street and all the other, Rosewood and all the other successful Black communities thrived, is because we worked together. And that has been the true initiative of Q2UA. So just know that whenever you donate to Quest Unite Africa, whenever you go into the website and you do your donations, that's not going towards my pockets. It's not going in Uncle Mike's pockets. It's not going to Caris' pockets, because if it was, he would have got bailed out. But we left him in there and took over his show. You know why? Because I couldn't even finish because I started laughing.
Oh my goodness. Leave him locked up.
You know why? Because he gets on here and tells the truth every day. That's why. And they said, this Negro's talking too much. He knows too much of our ways. Put an ankle bracelet on him and lock him up.
Yeah. Locked up in jail with an ankle bracelet. He moved from one corner to the other corner. We're going to know.
We're kidding. Brother Caris actually is away being a good father right now. So we just giving him some slack.
You crazy. Go in on him, because him and Shaw always going in on me. We figured that eventually it was going to come from Brother Caris and Brother Rojo. And never did we thought Brother Caris would go before Brother Rojo. See, all that talking in code paying off. Hey. And you tell Rojo, hey, Rojo, just go take him a CD, Tupac, shedding so many tears. Dear mama.
But this has been the true mission of Quest Unite Africa. Everything that you donate helps build that mission. Whether you give to the General Fund, whether you're giving to the Mother Newborn Kits, the Mother Newborn Kits goes towards these mothers and stuff out here, because there's basic stuff, again, that we talk about on here that a lot of folks over there don't have. Uncle Mike had mentioned earlier on the show, I believe it was last week, about the child that got sick behind the needle, that got contaminated. That to us just was like, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen down here, because we take it for granted the things that they have here and the things that Babylon has denied our people in an effort to try to get rid of them. But just like Bebe's kids, we don't die, we multiply. They can try putting all kinds of drugs inside of us to try to stunt our kids from growing. They can insert all kinds of diseases in the community, but the Most High gives us the ability to overcome all of that. And that's where Quest Unite Africa is coming in for that economical standpoint, that investment standpoint, and that infrastructure standpoint. You know, we have the mink kits, we have the supplies that we have from our partner over at AED. I'm going to play the video as we wrap up over here, and you know, to show y'all just the supplies that are literally just sitting there. This they have gathered a whole warehouse full of these supplies that we just need to get them shipped over there to where they can be done in good use. So when I tell you these companies are so wasteful over here, you know, they so wasteful. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yes, they very wasteful. And the thing about it is this: if you think they wasteful now, this conflict that they're walking into, that wastefulness is just it's going to sit there. It's going to sit there because it's not going to be used for here. No, it's not. People will be too much occupied as to, hey, I need to get my family together. I need to do this here. I need to do that. That's going to be that's going to be a time where we will be moving about our business because they're going to be too much occupied. You got world leaders looking at this particular. Hey, I'm gonna just say this. Read the book of Obadiah. That's going to explain what's happening in real time. It explains what's happening in real time. And if you start to look at prophecies, and especially when you go to Yakoba's channel in prophecy, there was one Yakoba did 7 years ago. And I just happened to listen to it earlier this week, and I was like, that was 7 years ago. And I don't, because Yakoba and Tayu at that particular time, 7 years ago, they both sounded the same. I don't know, it was Tayu or was it or Yakoba. They sound alike. So, but what he was saying, they were saying, we believe, and they kept saying, we believe. These are the things that's going to happen. Bruh. Everything they were saying, fell on point. When I say fell on point, I'm talking about a diamond cut point. Diamond cut of a point. It fell on point. So, I mean, what we got going on here and what we're going to do, yes, it's going to succeed. Because we're not built upon the flesh. We are built upon the spirit. And that's what we're doing.
Yep.
And in Q2UA, we getting these things together because we know we have a creator that is bent on order. Everything is done in order. And we move in the same way. Yeah, I said, you're going back to your country. All right. This is what I need to be in place for my people to get back to this country. And that's the thing. And it's a beautiful thing. I kid you not, to see our brothers and sisters working together to make this happen. And we just put it out there to all our brothers and sisters, to the full, if possible, to the four corners of the earth. And if all four of us, all four corners of the earth come together, the world is going to be put in fear just of this movement.
I mean, that's what's happening even now with Quest Unite Africa. I mean, we we're all over. You know, we have people from all over. Truly, it's not just a saying. Like these folks that's from all over coming together with one heart and one mind to get this thing done. And you know, I brought it up before. I just want to say that everybody in there has all their talents and the giftings and abilities, and it's really humbling working amongst such talented people. And just know that, you know, the things that whenever you donate, it's not going towards no craziness. It's going towards just what we say. This is about building the relationships on the continent so that we can return back to our roots. We can return back with, you know, with the ability to impact change. And how do you impact that change? You impact it with economic development. You see what I did there? That was a Carisism. What's so funny is I've been finding myself unironically doing it now because I be around the brother so much.
Yeah. You know, I mean, but you learn, you know what, you learn different things from brothers and sisters who you start to communicate with more so on a daily basis, and you start to pick up some of their ways, you know, and that's one thing I would say. I mean, you have Sister Patalia, the sister, her mind is bent upon listening to everything you say, and she can come right back and say, "Oh no, you said this," and she'll tell you pretty much the time and the second that you said it, down to the syllable. So I mean, there are so many different gifts that we're picking up from different brothers and sisters, and we start to wear their emotions to a degree. You know, I mean, there were certain phrases I would always say to the the brothers and sisters started joking about what I was saying. The same thing with Caris and things of that nature. I mean, it is what it is. We just learning from one another, and we getting along with one another in love. And so that's the thing that we've been fighting to, you know, not necessarily fighting. That's what we have been doing in order for Yah's name to be glorified. And with this glorification, the fact that we are in captivity, that captivity needs donations to do what we need to do in order to get. We have education. Trust and believe we have been educated in some of the things that needs to take place in particular places in Africa. We have done that. When we still have meetings with other countries to find out what are their rules, regulations, and things of that nature, to have our brothers and sisters informed a whole lot more. And if you ever go on YouTube and you see brothers and sisters say, "Hey, this is the reason why I left Africa." They went over there by themselves, and there's some information that they should have had. I ain't gonna say should have known, but should have had before they went there. Instead of going over there, losing money, and then have a bad experience coming back to I lost money going there. No, we went there. We did the research. We met with political figures. We talked with lawyers. We understand their laws. So now, when you have an understanding, you have strength.
Facts.
You have strength.
That's it. And that's the, one of the things that I say that Q2UA has a big difference in a lot of different things is, it's coming from proven experience and not just a theory and not just, saying nice things. And that's what this summit that we're coming up on the 31st of March is going to be so important for, is we're going to be showing actionable, real things that are there. There's Sister Shaw wrote a book called The Diaspora Guidebook. If you want to get that ahead of that shows a lot of how to get a business started in Tanzania. And that's, again, from real life experience, from having done it. And we're going to tell you how to do it because we've done it.
Yeah.
We walked through that process, and we can say, okay, this is what you can do. These are the pitfalls that you shouldn't do. This is about, for folks that that really want to get over there, get past, just get the facts. You know how they say, just the facts, ma'am. That's what we going to be bringing. Just facts. It's not hype. It's not some, little, just a rah-rah. It's like, no, we finna come here with folks that's on the continent that practice law, people that have gone over there and have done this and will tell you what they did. And this is how you can do to repeat it in this modern time, in this modern age. And that is the sole purpose of Q2UA, is about bringing about these connections and bringing about this, again, relationships. It may sound like a broken record, but that's what it is. It's about building relationships together. And go ahead.
I mean, one thing about it, the relationship is the money. That's the thing. We may look at gold, silver, and all that. That right there is a luxury. It's when you're talking about building a relationship, that's the strength that will bring the money. You got brothers and sisters there that's living on gold. They throwing the gold around like they rocks. The reason why they don't take it in to get it processed, the reason why our brothers and sisters don't do it, they get robbed. And I'm talking, and I can tell you one of the brothers that did it. He's from Dar es Salaam. He got ripped out of millions of US dollars from all the gold and diamonds he dug up. The brother had a nice car and everything. And I was there also with another brother. His name was Forrest. Forrest did the same thing. He bought him some land there, mined gold. And some things I'm not going to say because it should not be. I mean, I just won't push it out over this type of wave. But that brother, he did, and he did it locally. He went to go get his gold refined locally in Africa. The government went right in and took everything from that brother and dared him to open up his mouth. See, this is the thing. If we went into slavery as a nation, brothers and sisters, we went in as a nation. What makes you think we will come back into our country 1 by 1 or 10 by 10? No, that's a mindset that we got to get away. We thought, oh no, I'm gonna do this on my own. This is what this country has taught us. It taught us how to hate one another. We got to start to trust our brothers and sisters. Yes, I know that sounds like an uphill battle because of the history. But if you understand history, you will understand the method they use against our brothers and sisters.
That's right.
Did not Yah said his people is destroyed due to a lack of knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
The more knowledge you have, how this system, this world, use its power against your own brothers and sisters.
Right.
That's the thing we have to start looking at and going on with that. We got things that we got things on the books that I'm going to say we're not trying to do. We already got the plans for them.
Hey, speaking
we know
of books,
exactly what needs to be done.
Just what you just said. I just posted to Sister Focused in Yah's question. I posted a link in there to Amazon. That's the book there. That's just as Uncle said, that we have the knowledge. It's out there and it's available. And we're going to have even more of that on the Tanzanian summit. That's just a little, taste of it within that book. It's a good book. I bought it. I already looked through it. I was like, man, Sister Shar don't waste no time, man. I'm telling you, bro. The folks that Q2UA deals with, I'm very inspired by her by everybody, because it's just, again, it's an honor to be around such gifted people. And, she put that together as just one of the tales of the things that we have gone through and dealing with it. And she could tell you all about her lovely experiences with getting legal documents via screenshots on WhatsApp. And, we laugh about it, but it just shows that the state that our folks are in for what they have. When I truly mean it, that I wasn't being hyperbolic when I say that when we are going over there with our knowledge and abilities from here in Babylon, it's like going back in time to the early 1900s with present day knowledge to do things. You will be surprised how the most simplest thing over there is overlooked. And we're like, what? How? Why? What? This is a make a great business. Why has nobody done it? There's so many things. I mean, it's not just, it literally is a land of milk and honey. Everybody can eat. So
yes.
That's
you have Ray, let me ask you something. Do you have the information for the prayer visual that we're supposed to have on the 31st? You have that information?
For the prayer or the summit?
For the 31st. We're supposed to have the
my mic.
What is it? 10? Was it 10? Oh, wait, was it 10:30?
Are you talking about the prayer that's set up on the 31st?
Yeah. Would you say the 31st? Yeah, it is for the 31st.
Yes.
I know. Caris had the the flyer he was posting and anything. I thought maybe you had it also too.
Actually,
yes, 10:30 to midnight on the 31st.
I can pull. Let's do this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's on the 31st, and it's going to go to 10:30 to 12:30, and it'll be on the YouTube channels. So you'll see it here. I'll be gone by our prayer team, which again is an awesome set of ladies that will definitely pray and know their assignment. They understand their assignment and they will get down and pray. So let me see here. Let me pull this over. Let me see. Maybe I can add it as a background.
Mm-hmm.
And then do it that way to let it pop up. Yeah, there we go. So then let's do this. Oh, come on. It won't let me move it to where I can get us out of the way.
Yeah. That's Caris doing. He knew I'm gonna lock him up anyway because I think they go do something. They gonna be talking about me. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that they don't.
Oh man, but yeah, this is something that is that we are bringing out. Here, I'll put this over here and do it like that. And then let's see here. Share the screen so everybody can see it. Share that one. Oh my goodness, where is it? Oh well, I'll just do the entire screen. There we go. So that's where we have coming up on the 31st here. It's going to be our prayer of rebirth. We're going to have that at 10:30, and it's going to end at 12:30, and it's going to be here on the channel on Q2UA, and I believe Brother Caris might bring it up on Covenant Awakenings as well. So be on the lookout for that in the coming couple of days. Also, the recap too about Quest Unite Africa. We are gonna, again, for those who weren't here in the beginning, our payment methods are changing. So Sunday will be the last day for you to use Cash App on the website to donate. After that, it's going to be mainly PayPal and Stripe with credit card payments. And then you'll have, for those that give through Patreon, you'll have 90 days to basically move those payments over into the new system. That system should be up and running by the 5th at the latest on the website. We'll have Caris let you know once he gets out of once he gets out of the lockup. We let him go free. We got him in Q2UA jail. That's what it is. Once we get him his freedom papers, he'll come on and he'll make that announcement And then you'll be able to move your reoccurring payment over onto our new platform, actually on our website, and you'll be able to track those payments and stuff there. And you'll have 90 days to get that moved over before we shut down the Patreon. And that's simply because we're trying to get all these folks' hands out of our pockets, because everybody want to cut of the pie.
You know, my thing is this: if they can lay you off from a job, we can cut back too.
Hey,
you
nothing
know,
wrong with that. It's just good business. It's just good business. That's what they say. It's just good business. So that is what we have going on, right now at the world. I thought I pulled it. Oh, there we go. I was like, Uncle Mike disappeared on me. That is the current status of Q2UA right now. It's been a good year. It's been a really, really good year for Q2UA. I mean, we started off running, had hiccups along the way. The Most High just really has been showing us examples of his will and his grace and mercy. We've been really seeing it like never before. We appreciate everybody who's been giving of their time, that's giving of their funds. Again, you're not forgotten. We have records of it, and it definitely is something that is going to pay off and be a benefit to you, because it's not like we're just going to take it and run and just do things that benefit one person. We're going to bring benefits to all of the diaspora, and especially the folks that were giving in. You're going to be the first ones we think about whenever we put some of these things together and stuff. So don't think that the giving is in vain. If you don't have a skill to give at the time, giving of your money or your time, whatever it is, no matter how big or how small, don't sweat that. Every bit counts. Everybody has a place and a part to play. It's not about big I, little me. It's not about all these different things. It's about us coming together, because we all can't see it one way. I don't have all the sight. Uncle don't have all the sight. Caris don't have all the sight. Nobody on the board has all the sight. None of the volunteers have all the sight. It's only when we all come together and we collaborate together that we can start seeing all the angles and working and moving forward. So that is really one of the main things that we're going to be pushing forth in this new year, is pushing more of that togetherness, because we're going to need each other, man. We're going to need each other.
Off the top.
We got to get back to it. It's just like what Uncle was saying, that I got to get mine. Go ahead and get yours because I got mine and all that type of stuff. We got to undo that brainwashing, and we got to get right back into the collaborative mindset. Because I know I can say, in my generation, those of us born in the 80s, we had that whole, I'm an introvert, or I don't like people, I hate people mindset. We got to get out of that. That's a Babylon mindset that doubles down on that single-minded islandness. And trust me, I used to say that all I need to do is have a mountain with some internet and I'm good. I just want to just live on the mountains away from people. Just me and the goats, just chilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what they taught us, bro. And we gotta like strip that off of. It has to be stripped off. It has to. We're the only nation of people that is separated. The only nation of people. You got the Hams, the Hamites. You have the Gentiles. They are all one nation. They all work together. I mean, they don't like one another. Mm-mm. But they work one thing. But they will work one thing because they know they can hate a person down to their bones, but they know there's a necessary evil that they must maintain themselves together. They know this. They know this is what they need to do, and so and hey, they continue to do it. We're the only ones of the bloodline of Shem that is separated. We are the only ones that get down to it. But the moment we start working ourselves together, that's when the world starts to shake.
Every time, in every organization, when we've come together, they've had to insert themselves and cause problems in one way or another. Sometimes using folks that look like us. Let's just be for real. Not all skin folks is kin folks. And not everybody that's Israel got the mindset for Israel. We have to understand that, just as it was back in before 70 AD. Some of our people worked with the Gentiles for our own downfall, for their own personal gain.
Hey, brother, my thing is this. Look at Black Wall Street. I mean, and they came in. That was solely out of a jealous streak, that destruction came upon our people out of jealousy. That was just a small, when I say small, that was extremely small example of what we can do. That little, man, if you, bro, I would tell anybody, go do research upon that on Black Wall Street. And now, and then you take that research and take that little research and drop it in Africa. Drop that little dab of information in Africa. You have a strength the world will not be able to conquer off the top. That was just a small, and that was from the bloodline of Judah.
That's right. That's right. So with that being said, family, I'm just gonna again pull up the recap. We got a new donation platform coming on the 1st. We have all of our initiatives there. The Invest in Africa Summit is going to be on the 31st. You're going to see a landing page for that in the coming week. And also be mindful of our prayer of rebirth event that we're having this 31st. That's going to be from 10:30 to 12:30. And yeah, man, we just thank the Most High for guiding us through this whole craziness and this roller coaster that we have been on, man. It's been a roller coaster from stuff going on in the world to learning how to work with your brothers and sisters and stuff in a godly manner. I hate putting it that way. It's I've been raised in the church. That's old school, in a way that meets Yah's laws. In the way that He told us, because the laws weren't just for spiritual edification. It also taught us how to deal with each other, how to properly conduct business. The Most High taught us how to be proper in every way. And we're getting back to that. We're coming back to that, and we're waking back up as the prodigal sons that we are. And we're like, look, it's time to hop up out of it from around these pigs and we go back home. And hey, maybe we could be a butler or something. But the Most High said, nah, you're not coming back as a butler. I'm going to restore you. So that's what we are working with, that mindset, with that faith in our heart, that we are working as a business to get back together with our family and to do fair business and equitable business with each other the proper way, because that's the way you gain to move in a environment. Is you have to have that strong economy, and that's built through group economics, and that's what we're doing right now. So Uncle Mike, you have anything else you want to bring forward? Any closing remarks?
Well, my closing remarks is this. 2024 is going to be very remarkable. And I'm saying it in response to, not response, but more so towards Judah. We're going to see some things, and they're not going to appear what you may be looking at. It's going to be things like Jacob said, pain, but that pain is not necessarily is not going to be what you think it is. We don't want to be like Peter. When he got out of the boat, he started to walk on water. Instead of him paying attention to Yahusha and his voice, he let the distractions that was to the left and to the right, and that was behind him, and that was outside on the side of Yahusha. He paid more attention to those things, and he started to lose faith. He started to sink. The same thing is going to start happening with us if we do not stay focused. Stay within the brotherhood. Stay into your scriptures. This is what we need to do. Don't let 2024 fool you with all of the distractions. Stay focused on the spirit that Yah said he is giving you in order for you to survive. Because he said Israel will be taken through The Great Tribulation. The Great Tribulation is not for Israel. It's for the world. And I'll leave you on that.
Amen. That's one good thing about Uncle Mike is he gonna give you that priestly viewpoint, because when it's all over and said and done, there are no flaws in y'all's laws.
There you go. Not one red cent.
No flaws in y'all's laws.
None.
That's an Uncle Mikeism right there.
And it seems like everybody got some type of saying in Q2UA, boy, I tell you.
Man. But Auntie Pixie does, yes, you can send in money orders and checks. We actually do get those in. Our website has our address on there, and you can mail those in. We do get those that get sent in. So if you're not comfortable with the digital way, we can, we make accommodations for all of our folks. We're not going to leave the folks at the back of the convoy, the elderly and the young. We're going to make sure they're good too. So you can definitely send that in. That's no problem at all. We can get it and receive it that way. And yeah, man, I just want to, thank everybody again for all of the time and donations, or however you've, done it, whether it be through just word of mouth and sharing it, however you've, supported Q2UA. We are grateful and we appreciate it, because it is a community service that we're doing. It's not just it's not for one person's benefit. It's not for one person's gain. This is about the gain of all of our people, and all of our people coming together and basically being prosperous again. That's what we're going back to. So with that, I want to thank everybody again, for being here and for coming along. Next time, Brother Caris will be out, the mouse will let him free. We got to go up there and intercede on our brother's behalf in Orlando.
See how long his probation is going to be.
We're going to have to go and set our brother free. We might have to ease him over the side of the gate and let him down in the basket. We gotta wait till the dead of night and lower the brother down.
He ain't joking.
And let him, yeah, exactly, Rojo.
Hey, give him some butter. Try to, massage it around his ankle so he can get that bracelet off.
Exactly. We're gonna bring you some Crisco.
Yeah.
Grease up them ankles.
Yeah, you ain't joking. Hey, he would never be ashy again when he's dealing with that lard.
Hey, he gonna come back shining. Y'all gonna think he was on the mountain talking to y'all.
I'm glossing and I'm bossing at the same time.
Like, no, that's just the sun. Had to do a little creative moving.
Oh my goodness.
It's not a jailbreak, it's just strategic freedom.
Those are the professional words Caris will put on it.
That's right. Hold on. So strategically gain freedom, the SGF plan.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. But it's been a blessing to be here with y'all, brothers and sisters, today, man. And again, I just want to shout out Q2UA and everybody out there that's doing the work and stuff. Everybody out there that gives and stuff, and even our folks on the continent that's been working with us, helping us out, and talking with us and meeting with us and everything. It's a joint effort by everybody. I can't stress that out enough, man. And yeah, that is it. I'm gonna leave y'all with this view of all these supplies that we have over with our courtesy of our partners at AED. And we're working with them currently to get the container shipping together to ship all this stuff out. As y'all gonna see, it's a lot of stuff that's out there. And yeah, that's that'll do it for us for today, man. Y'all have a blessed day. And well, how you say it? Salama, salimi.
Shalom.
Shalom, yeah.
Yeah. Yasharel.
Yasharel. Exactly.
I tell you. Oh. Let me shut up, because we're going on, Caris.
It It'll be 1 hour of just us clouding on Caris.
You ain't joking. He probably running all off the side of the road. Why are they talking about going in on me like this? Where's Sister Shaw at? I need my partner.
Caris like, I ain't gonna have a channel no more. These Negroes gonna get me kicked off.
Ooh. Boy, I tell you.
But y'all be blessed, family, man. We'll see y'all again in a couple days when we have our prayer event on what's that, Sunday? This coming Sunday? Yes, this coming Sunday at 10:30. We'll see y'all again. Y'all have a blessed day.
Shalom.
Blessed Shabbat.
Container packed with supplies that need to make their way to families in Africa, like yesterday. You said this is a 53-foot trailer? This trailer is packed with medical supplies destined to the motherland. We need to help get these out of here.